came from. There's more than a few. Is it what the Zoroastrians would call for shock already? Or are we contaminated with Amazon brain rot? Or maybe we passed through the tail of a comet that sprinkled the Earth with zombie dust? Or was it a Defense Department weaponized virus that escaped the lab? Or how about self-fulfilling prophecy? Public fascination with all things zombie just willed it into existence. As things went south, the theories got weirder. Good times for religions with an end-of-the-world scenario. The crazier the better. The apocalypse business was booming, at least while there was still business to boom. Reminds me of a poem by Yates.
Today.
And what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches toward Bethlehem to be born.
There is no cure.
Did y'all see that? Now I'm gonna play it again for y'all real quick.
And what rough beast.
Now, this is where the Ebola supposedly came from.
Out.
See that? Now, this show goes back a year ago when they advertised. So you best believe they had production going on last year when they did all this. Now, Ebola wasn't nowhere around last year. But where did this virus come from? From Znation, which is you American people, zombies. Now, this the smoking gun. Like Elder Todd said. Anytime they go to do anything to us, they gonna show you on this idiot box. So here go y'all Ebola. Here go Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. Now, do I need to say more? That all this is being staged and set up. Yeah, the Ebola is real, but Esau is staging this, and here's the smoking gun right here. So y'all got that. So forth, you got the smoking gun out the way. Okay. Now let me go back and show y'all. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's do this real fast. The first thing y'all need to know is what is propaganda. Okay. So let's give y'all what's propaganda and so forth. See if it fit.
It says propaganda on the Wikipedia is a form of communication aimed toward influencing the attitude of a population towards some cause or position.
See that? To some cause or position.
Propaganda is information that is not impartial and used primarily to influence an audience and further an agenda.
See that? Push the Ebola. Scare people. Problem, reaction, solution. Go ahead.
Often by presenting facts that selectively, thus possibly lying by omission to encourage a particular synthesis, or using loaded messages to produce an emotional rather than rational response to the information presented.
Fear. That's what they having y'all respond. Emotionally and not rationally. Go ahead.
Propaganda can be used as a form of ideological or commercial warfare.
Which what they doing to you American people today. Y'all, United States government, with the help of all news channels funded by the Jews, is on a war with you people. Go ahead.
While the term propaganda has acquired a strongly negative connotation by association with its most manipulative and jingoistic examples, propaganda in its original sense was neutral and could refer to uses that were generally positive, such as public health recommendations, signs encouraging citizens to participate in a census or election, or messages encouraging persons to report crimes through law enforcement, among others.
Right, which they got that from Hitler and so forth. So go to lying by omission. It's right on there. See what that's about.
Okay, lying by omission, also known as a continuing misrepresentation. A lie by omission occurs when an important fact is left out in order to foster a misconception.
See that? Read it one more time from the top. So let's see how they're going to keep pushing this Ebola.
Lying by omission, also known as continuing misrepresentation.
Right. So what did they just misrepresentation in the back? Oh, after 21 days, you clear. Now we don't know if it's 21 days.
A lie by omission occurs when an important fact is left out in order to foster a misconception.
See that?
Lying by omission includes failures to correct pre-existing misconceptions when the seller of a car declares it has been serviced regularly, but does not tell that a fault was reported at the last service, the seller lies by omission. It could be compared to dissimulation.
See that? So your government is lying by omission, because why didn't they tell you that they set the Ebola up and you can go on Znation right here and see it on the goddamn channel? Like, why didn't they tell y'all that? See that? Because they leaving important things out. What's the important things? That is right here. Okay. So now we're going to go to the Ebola. Okay, go ahead. All at the top.
Okay. Oh, okay. It says Ebola virus.
Did you see where it said no special treatment for it? It's right here.
Yeah. Alright. It says for the Ebola virus disease, no specific treatment for the disease is yet available. Efforts try to help those who are infected are supportive and include giving either oral rehydration therapy, slightly sweetened and salty water to drink, or intravenous fluids. This supportive care improves outcomes. The disease has a high risk of death, killing between 25% and 90% of those infected with the virus, averages 50%. EVD was first identified in the area of Sudan, now part of South Sudan, as well as in Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
That started in Sudan with real African, them Watusu motherfuckers, them Zulu motherfuckers, them real Africans. Go ahead.
The disease typically occurs in outbreaks in tropical regions of sub-Saharan Africa. From 1976, when it was first identified, through 2013, the World Health Organization reported a total of 1,716 cases. The largest outbreak to date is the ongoing 2014 West African Ebola outbreak, which is currently affecting Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia.
See that? What Israel like that. So see how it started from Sudan? They put it where our people at to destroy them. So that's the propaganda that's being used, and the line by omission that's being used. The smoking gun was the Znation. That's why I'm doing this lesson. Now we're going to go into these last scriptures. Ezekiel 21:15. So you people have to understand what's going on and stop being led around by your tail like a kid. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Ezekiel chapter 21 verse 15. I have set the point of the sword against all their gates, that their heart may faint and their ruins might be multiplied. Ah, it is made bright, it is wrapped up for the slaughter. Go thee one way or other, either on the right hand or on the left.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ecclesiastes. Yeah. Right. See that? So we don't have no edit cut here. So everything has Ecclesiastes 21:15. See, we don't have no cut here. So everything got to be drawn off. Go ahead.
Alright, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 21 verse 15. If a skillful man hear a wise word.
Right. Elder Tahar told me and told the GMS camps or Great Millstone camps that he was just going to watch the Ebola. So when I heard what kind of word did I hear?
If a skillful man hear a wise word.
Right. I heard a wise word from a wise man to watch. So I'm watching. Go ahead.
He will commend it.
Right. And I commended it. I said, you know what? Let me watch. Now I see why. Go ahead.
And add unto it.
And I'm adding unto that. Our elder did lessons. I'm just adding on to the knowledge of all the Great Millstone camps.
But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him.
Right. GOCC guys, Nate Satan camps. That's why they can't do no lessons. You don't never see them make no lessons, do you? The only person making lessons is Nate and his Z Zombie. See, I'm going to start calling Nate followers Z Nations. Zombie Nations of Israel. Psalm 64:1. So I heard a wise word and I said I took heed to that. So now we're going to show y'all how the elites is running this. 64:1-10.
Alright, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Right, that's us.
hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked,
which is the white man and his Ebola and all his other tricks that he got for us.
from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity,
Edomites.
who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrow.
Right, meaning they using this disease warfare to come after our people. And they got it on CNN and all these news outlets, them lying to us on what's going on.